Yes, indeed. It's indeed a pleasure to be with you this evening. This is Pastor Rob, and this is Jamaican Explosion. Getting started a little bit later in the evening here, but we're going to get things going for you this evening. I hope uh, if you're just joining me and you're just passing through YouTube or Facebook, yes, we are on, and it's good to be on this evening. Let me introduce to you the co host of the evening, Miss Atlanta, Miss Nadine. How are you?
Hey Atlanta, how y'all doing?
Okay, very good, very good. I had a little bit of technical difficulties here to get started, but we're going to run the show off any which ways and make sure that we have quite a show planned for the folks this evening. And before, as we get started, just want to speak about the award show last week. How was that? How do you enjoy that show last week, Nadine?
Oh, it was exciting. It was fantastic for me. It was just seeing those awardees, how receptive they were, appreciative, just for being recognized for some of their hard work, for some of those awardees. It was the first time they were actually being recognized for their contribution. So just seeing their facial expressions, seeing their family come out to support them, for me, that was just the life of the whole event.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to have a little bit of bits and pieces of the show here for us to just look at, and then we will just examine this show as we go along today. We have quite a show planned for you this evening, and of course we have uh, the Honorable Mr. Peter Gracie will be coming on for. This is Jamaica, and for the strength of breed, we got George Basos, and he's coming in all the way from 11 hours away. 11 hours away. So we're going to try to get a connection from that. He's a Asian leader, and my phone lines are just going crazy here on my regular phone. So folks are still trying to log in and get in today. But welcome to Jamaican Explosion, Saturday, March 16, 2024. It's hard to believe that we are all the way up at March 16 already. It seems like the time has just gone by, and it just seems like this month of March is flying. What do you
And
have?
we and we spring forward too. So for those who are in Jamaica, other places, we're now an hour ahead of you. So just remember that.
Okay, and that's why our guest, first guest, is not on today because he was given the incorrect time. But we're going to take care of that. Hopefully, someone is trying to reach him at this moment. But let's take a look at some of the things that happened. And this is the first clip I want to start at.
And if you don't notice, our folk song have our Jamaican dialect, right? Because before everybody said was the corruption of the English language. Look now, Bob Marley sang, and every song, pan Grammy, and every kind of word have filled with patois inside it. Cause Miss Loom give us respectability, make we proud ourselves with nice language patois. We stir it and we blend it to a flavor. We shake it and we move it to a beat. We wheel it and we turn it and we rock it and we tempo it. And Lord, the rhythm sweet.
Woo!
God. So our folk songs come all the way where we're back pre-independence to independence and now post-independence. And then when you didn't have the energetic scare, in the time when we have our Jamaican independence and all the other Caribbean islands too. Yeah, man, we have to big up all the Caribbean islands because a lot of the things we Jamaicans we have in our culture, they have it too, like this bandana, not like the Bonononos bandana. Haiti and Dominica and St. Lucia, they have a kind of quadrille dress like this too. Not true? Yeah, man. So, as I say, we had scare. And then we had started to get the slow beat of the reggae. And they call it the voice of the oppressed. But it wasn't just the voice of the oppressed. It was when we feel all the joy too. You hear it in the reggae. So I just wrote this piece called reggae and I put it to a reggae rhythm. So I hope you like it, all right? Yeah, man. Mr. Music, reggae. Reggae, the second one.
Yes, guys, that's the ambassador, Miss Tanya Lou.
Reggae. The pulsating rhythm of the reggae beat echoes the voice of the man in the street. Reggae vibes reflect our joys and pain. It's the rocking vibration of the people meditation. Strictly a Jamaican beat, you know, see it? Reggae. Bass guitar and drums turn up the heat. Slow tempo with a heavy four beat. Reggae vibes with a melodic sound. From the 60s to now, uniting people all around. Strictly a Jamaican beat, you know, see it? Reggae. Reggae from Jamaica's heart and soul. I rhythm for the young and old. Declared by UNESCO a global cultural treasure. An offbeat so sweet, music manifesto. Strictly a Jamaican beat, you know, see? Reggae. Dancers swaying left and right, relaxed, not a sad face inside. Reggae vibes make the people groove all night, like a genie out of a bottle. Reggae goes full throttle. Strictly a Jamaican beat, you know, see it?
I'm loving it.
Miss Tanya
Reggae,
Lou.
a voice to rejoice, just noise. One little island with such a big beat. Mystical, spiritual, cerebral levity. Conscious lyrics about injustice, love, and humanity. Spreading to other world music rhythm artically. Strictly a Jamaican beat, you know, see it? You see it?
Yes, Miss It.
Yes, indeed, Miss Tanya Lou for you. Oh, we just got to pause it there just for a second. We still got a lot more to give you this evening. Let's talk about Miss Tanya Lou now. Original and just entertaining. And I believe if there was a person to say that stole the night, I'm going to give it to her. You know,
Definitely, she literally was gonna come on the show, but she was tired. So, but yes, she stole the show, and she is definitely a true ambassador in every sense of the word because she's representing Jamaica in so many places and spreading the culture.
Yes, 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 and I love those original pieces that she gave us. You know, some of those are just original things that she just did within the last couple of months. Yeah, we'll have her here. You know,
She's gonna be here next week. She's one of our guests for next week.
okay, very good. So we're looking forward to having Miss Tanya Lowe with us next week. But she was one of the highlights of the evening at the Atlanta Caribbean Community Awards, and we were just so happy to have her along with others. And let's take a look at some other folks that actually got some awards too. I really like. I went over and I checked out the um, the message from the DeKalb County Commissioner, and she gave a nice little poem there at the end too. That I'm going to try to get that one going for us, okay? And
That
see,
one that was very inspiring as well. I guess she felt that cultural beat. She had to do her little poem as
well,
well.
actually, she came before Miss Tanya Lou, so it's like maybe she set the pace, so
I
to speak.
know, right? She
Okay.
preempted Tanya.
Yeah, so let me get a little bit of her for cause that's one of my favorite persons right there, and I would like to share her doing her thing with us.
Answer the call of service. As elected officials, we represent you. but it takes the beloved community. So tonight, I want to acknowledge you as such. And in acknowledging you, I want to say to you that each and every man and woman in this room, what we're acknowledging tonight here is tenacity. We're acknowledging hard work. We're acknowledging dedication. And we are also acknowledging vision. But everyone in the room has the same equipment as long as you are willing to put in the work. So tonight, I'm just going to leave you with a little poem because for me, I have had, okay, I have had to inspire myself throughout the years. And I'm reminded of a poem tonight as we acknowledge these wonderful individuals that's called Equipment. And the poem simply says, figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest of men have had. 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes, and a brain to use if you would be wise. With this equipment, they all began. So start for the top and say, I can. Look them over, the wise and great. They take their food from a common plate. Similar forks and knives they use. With similar laces, they tie their shoes. The world considers them brave and smart, but you've all they had when they made their start. You can triumph and come to skill. You can be great if you only will. You're well equipped for the fight you choose. You have arms, a mind, your brain to use. You are the handicap you must face. You are the one who must choose your place. You must determine where you want to go, how much you'll study the truth to know. With this equipment, they all began. So start for the top and say, I can. So if I leave no message with you tonight, I represent each and every one of you. I don't care where you live. I draw circles and not lines. I am your Super District 7 Commissioner of DeKalb County, Georgia, and I will be your first African American female CEO of DeKalb County on May 21st. Thank you. I could stand here and talk to you about everything from philosophy to theology. I have some friends in the room who know how I am. Tonight, this is not about me. My message is simple to each and every one of you. I challenge you to be your best self because our communities are depending upon it. No longer can we sit on the sideline and idly wait for people to come along and save us. We are the savior. So thank you tonight. Thank you. And I acknowledge each and every one of you who have risen to the occasion of greatness to receive the awards that you have here tonight. And thank you all for allowing me to grace you with my presence.
Yes, indeed.
That was so inspiring. That was so inspiring, inspiring each of us to use our time wisely.
Yes, the CALB commissioner, of course, Miss Lorraine Cochrane, and it was just a pleasure to have her there with us on last Saturday evening, as she attended the Atlanta Caribbean Community Awards, and we just had a great time with all different folks doing their thing, and we're gonna give you a little bit more. If you're just tuned in, this is Jamaican Explosion, and this evening we are just featuring just some of the happenings from last.
Some of the main highlights, not
Yeah,
all, but some of the main ones. We had so many. We can only choose a few. So
yeah,
guess
yeah.
what, guys? Next year you definitely have to come out so you could see it live for yourself.
Okay, very good. And of course, Mr. Ralston, I gotta give him a Ralston Barrett was there present with us all the way from Jamaica, and we want to make sure that we get a little piece of his clip coming up here on this Jamaican Explosion today.
And
Okay.
Austin is also one of our co-hosts here.
Okay, yes. So he received an award, and he was like overwhelmed Uh, let's look at this cat right here. You might know him. I'm gonna look at this other cat right here.
And in starting it, I didn't have all the components needed. And so what I did was I reached out to Reds and I brought Reds in as a partner. But in bringing him in as a partner, what happened? It took off. So now Caribbean Life Radio is in over 100 countries, and we are one of the hottest radio stations in the metro Atlanta area. So thank you, my brother, for seeing my vision and being a part of it and making it work. Thank you. So it's my honor to present you this award.
That's DJ Reds, Mr. Purnell for you guys.
This year makes. First, I want to say thank you to everyone, and I want to give thanks to God. .9 with Chubb Rock and them to come over to Caribbean Life TV and Caribbean Life Radio because I wanted to help us more than I wanted to help other people. I want our money to stay between us because we constantly putting our money in other people's pocket, but we need to keep the money between us. Okay? So Lawrence, I definitely want to thank you for taking me on as a partner. You are an excellent business partner. We have no problems, except for I think you eat too much. And I definitely want to take time out also to thank my significant other, Candy, because she helps me a lot, and she helps us a lot. So Candy, I want to give you your kudos and let everybody know that if you need anything at all, if you want to book us, hire us, if you want to do anything with the radio station, contact Candy. All right, thank you again. I do appreciate it. God bless everyone. Have a great night, all right?
Yes, indeed. So there you have it, Mr. DJ Reds, receiving his award last Saturday night, and he's over there at Caribbean Life Radio doing a very good job. I remember when he started out, he had to struggle to get things going, but now they're doing pretty well. And if you get a chance to tune into Caribbean Life Radio, I'm over there on Tuesday evenings from 8 to 9:30, both on Caribbean Life Radio and Caribbean Life TV. So those are some of my partners on the other side here. But yeah, this is a Jamaican Explosion, and wow, quite a few people were in the house on Saturday night, and I'm gonna just go through again and give you a little clip. Oh, there it is. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up here. I'm gonna get it started for you just in a second right here. Another great one that I enjoyed. Someone that seemed to really appreciate the moment, and I just want to get it right, so we get it going right here. And guess who's going to be in this clip with him today? Okay, none other than Miss Nadine, and we're going to get this one rolling right here. Straight from Jamaica, visiting us tonight is Mr. Ralston Barrett, and he's our entertainment publicist that helps us here in the Atlanta area. He's the one that writes our articles in the Observer. He gets it to the Gleaner. He's a representative in Jamaica on the ground. Ralston has been in the business for over what? 30 years. How many years? 33 years. And he's just wrote so many articles concerning the music industry in Jamaica. And he helps us tremendously. Mikey Sparkles, myself, and Jamaican Explosion. Ralston is one of my analysts that calls in on the show and gives us the rundown on what's happening in Jamaica. Okay, so Ralston, I'm glad you're able to make it here, all the way from Jamaica. And I know you have wrote several articles. And let me say this about the Atlanta Caribbean Community Awards. We're not about bigging up stars. We are about presenting ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Ralston is a person, he goes around ordinarily in Jamaica, but he's doing extraordinary things within the industry. He's recognized by the Jamaican industry as one of the top publicists. And we just have it's my pleasure to have him here with us at the Caribbean Community Awards today, Mr. Ralston Barrett.
Thank you, Pastor Rob. Good evening, everybody. Good night. Thank you all for coming out and supporting this wonderful event. Pastor Rob, thank you for the invite. Thank you for the award. And you and Leslie, you have done a great production here tonight. And I want to big up everybody else who has won an award. Thank you for this moment. I treasure it forever.
There you have it, guys. Mr. Ralston Barrett.
Mr. Ralston Barrett. Let's give him a round of applause.
Our co-host for Jamaican Explosion. Person tonight. Okay, so there you have it. Mr. Ralston Barrett. Wow, 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 wow. He usually does such a fantastic job of providing us with guests and everything, providing us with media coverage, providing us updates from Jamaica. It was a well-deserved award. Congrats again, Ralston. Keep doing that awesome work. We look forward to our continued partnership with you. Okay, all right. So once again, this is Jamaican Explosion, Saturday the 16th of March, and we're just giving you highlights from the show that happened on Saturday night, the Atlanta Caribbean Community Awards, and I must say it was quite a enjoyable night. I must say it was a quite an enjoyable night, and I definitely enjoyed myself. And enjoy being one of the co-hosts, one of the host of the program. So once again, it's good to be with you here this evening, and we have quite a bit of entertainment coming up for you today on Jamaican Explosion. I have a word that Mr. Blaze will be coming on pretty soon. We're going to get him on here for all that have tuned in to watch Blaze. He should be signing on very soon here. Kind of mixed up the time there in Jamaica with the time here. Now that we're different times, but we're going to try to get Mr. Blaze on. And I'm looking forward to speaking with Mr. Peter Gracie this evening from This is Jamaica, because I know that he has a lot. Whenever Peter shows up, it's he always is filled with information, and it's always a good day. So. And we're still celebrating Women's Month, just so you all remember, it's still Women's Month. Okay, all right, okay. So what's been going on so far with Women's Month? Well, last week as well, the Atlanta Jamaican Association, they also had their Women's Month, but there's other things happening in Atlanta coming up on the 25th, Monday, the 25th of March. It's the inaugural Atlanta, which is gonna be a Marcus Garvey lecture by keynote speaker Stephen Bruce Golden. And that's going to be Monday the 25th at Big Bethel AME Church at 6:30 p.m. The address for that is 220 Auburn Avenue Northeast, Atlanta. So as someone from the Caribbean or from Jamaica, Marcus Garvey is our first national hero. So just to be a part of this cultural event in Atlanta, that's going to be exciting. Mr. Golden is supposed to be one of our guests next week. So we're looking forward to talking with him a little bit more about this upcoming event. Okay, and I will have that up here in just a second or so. That actual flyer for everyone to see us. Okay, I think it's ready right now. Let's go to it because that deserves spending a little time with it, Nadine. That definitely deserves us spending a little time
on that, making sure that folks know what's happening coming up here in the at Atlanta here. Here. Okay, it's coming on screen right now. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. And this is taking place on March, is it March 25th?
Yes, it's Monday, March 25th at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, and the address for that event will be 2020 Auburn Avenue Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, the speaker will be Stephen Bruce Golden, and I'm looking forward to hear him speak. I spoke with him earlier this week, and he's so passionate about this that I believe we all will have a lot. We'll all get a lot of knowledge from this. Okay, and as you know, as far as even knowing about Marcus, because Marcus uh, uh, was just for his time, he was way ahead of his time. And I believe a lot of folks misunderstand Marcus too. They misunderstood Marcus back in the days. It took for a while. The great ones, you always kind of misunderstand them when they're there, but then after time goes by, you get to realize they're before their time. So the time catches up yeah, with them, so to speak. So I definitely am going to be there that Monday evening to listen to Mr. Golden as he tells us about the Marcus Garvey lecture. So, folks, once again, that's taking place on Monday, March the 25th, 2024. That starts at 6:30 p.m. The Big Bethel AME Church, located at 220 Auburn Avenue, Northeast Atlanta, Jamaica. Yeah. Okay.
And
So,
for those who don't know Marcus, he was imprisoned in Atlanta. There's so much history with him and Atlanta, so that is why this church was actually chosen. So come on out, come and hear some of the history. Bring your kids, bring your grandkids, so they can learn the history.
and they'll be laying a monument, right? Is that correct?
I'm not too sure if it's going
Okay.
to be this year or next year, but I
Okay.
know definitely the lecture is this year.
Okay. So you definitely want to come check that out. That's big. That's big things there. That's going on. Yeah. All right. So thanks, Nadine, for bringing that one up for us. And there's more things that are just being worked on right now. And as soon as we get those things ready for you, we'll bring them to you right here on Jamaican Explosion.
One more thing, Pastor Rob. There's somebody who's turning 60 on the 30th. I wonder who that is. Do you
Okay.
know who that is, Pastor Rob?
I don't know. Who could that be?
That's one of the persons who was very active in the Atlanta Caribbean Community Awards, Mr. Chubby. He has his upcoming birthday party on the 30th.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. That's okay. Now, when you start getting to the 6 O's, you really start living. So I guess that Nadine's got a long way to go. Mr.
From 25 to 60, that's a long way. So
Yeah.
it's going to be the 30th at 9 p.m. The venue at Redan, that's where the event is going to be, 4814 Redan Road, Stone Mountain.
Okay, Chubby. So we're gonna come out. Are we gonna enjoy the front seat to this? Being that we are partners in that, just putting the word in for us. Chubby.
Admission $20.
Okay, all right, very good, very good. And what day is this again? And
It's Saturday the 30th, March 30th.
okay, so we're looking forward to that. To going out and celebrate.
Let's see if he's going to jump out of the cake.
Okay. All right. So looking forward to that, and the Mr. Chubby's birthday celebration. Okay, and I believe the DJ for the evening will be Flawless, right?
Yes, oh my gosh, she was. I hope you have clips of her, Pastor Rob, because she was off the chain.
Well, I don't do too much after party, but I guess I will show a little bit later on of her. Yeah, and I thought she was excellent.
She
I
was
can
fantastic.
I could have kind of stood up there for a while and watch her mix, and she just mixed like one of the pros. So DJ Flawless, big ups going out to her, and she don't play around, or she don't play around, and she when she's doing her thing, she's just all into the mix,
She
all
was
into the
smooth. She
music.
was so smooth when she changing songs.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Nadine's always gonna big up the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah, we're underrepresented, but she did an awesome job. It's Ladies Month, so kudos, DJ Flawless. We
Yeah,
love you.
yeah, she was good. I mean, more than good, I would say she was excellent. Not being a born Jamaican herself, to know the beat and to be able to, if you when you mix, you got to know where the beat, the actual rhythm comes in to join two rhythms together. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a ear for this. You know what I'm saying? So big ups against to Flawless, and she's gonna be the DJ at Chubby's party, right?
Yes, guys, and you could follow my page. I have a few excerpts of her doing her thing and me attempting to dance it.
Okay, all right. So we're looking forward to that, and oh wow, just a whole lot of stuff, huh? That's happening. I think the year is finally getting into gear. I think when we started in January, things were just warming up. You
I
know,
know.
February, things begin to come alive, and then now it's March, and things are just rolling along. Oh, yeah, and as we speak, we happen to have Mr. Blaze, our guest for this uh, segment. Is on camera, so we're gonna see how he's if is everything's working with him. And Mr. Blaze, welcome to Jamaican Explosion. Can you hear us?
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. Sure, sure.
Yeah, man. Respect, man. All the way from Jamaica, man. Yeah, yeah. So we are here in Atlanta, and we hear about this artist that's burning up the place.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
So and I hear some great things about you, Mr. Blaze. And I want to bring it to our audience today. And I just want to let the folks know that Mr. Blaze is a positive individual, and many of the young folks that are aspiring to be DJs, especially in the reggae music, the dancehall arena, has to a lot to listen to like a Mr. Blaze, Blaze Shell. Well, let me ask you first. This is Nadine up in the corner here, and she's my co-host here. We're gonna put some questions here. What's this Shell?
All right. So, like the name Blaze has always been the artist name. No,
Okay.
Shell is actually a slang that I have. So normally I'd go on stage and to get the crowd hype,
Yeah,
I'd say like, yeah, it's a Shell. And
yeah, yeah.
people would be saying like Shell. No, what happens is that person's now started just taking on to this whole Shell that people just start calling me Shell more than even Blaze. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes people confuse, oh, what your name? Blaze or Shell? That's a
Okay.
Blaze, man. So we just add the Shell,
Yeah.
Right, so they can identify you. So
Yeah.
for those who not familiar with you, want to tell us how you got started in the industry and if there's anyone that inspired you to do it the way you are doing it today.
Definitely. So first and foremost, happy to say thanks for having me on the program. That's first. So Andrew Poe has been a lover of music since the age of 4. Really. I grew up between the parishes of Clarendon and Kingston. My pops was in Clarendon and my mom was in Kingston. So I actually spent the earlier years in Clarendon. I grew up in a community called Anderson Drive before I moved to Ramsbury. So
Hmm.
while I was in Anderson Drive, being a man has always been my art. So I was like 4. So in love I was with music at the time where, there's a carpenter called Danny who built a little guitar for me. And they would put me on tables in the community to actually play the guitar and DJ Beanie Man songs. And then going even to Sunday school on Sundays. I never want to miss church when I was young because I'd get the opportunity to like sing in Sunday school. So I'd always want to go to church for the sing. So, I've been in love with the music since like that, the age of 4. Being Man was that artist for me at the time. Still is though.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. And I'm glad to hear that. And I know that. I'm Pastor Rob, so I'm always saying the great ones come out of the church.
Yeah.
Well, that's not right. You know what I'm saying. You started in the church, so to speak. Did you start as a singer or as a DJ, or what were you
So,
doing in the church?
so in Sunday school, I actually started out singing. So I was like a really good singer when I was younger. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
what I found now is that as I got older in Sunday school, my voice, my vocals started getting a little bit hoarse. So the singing couldn't work. You know what I mean? So the next best thing was DJ. So I think I actually love the whole DJ vibe. But I was really good at singing at the time still. I don't know where the voice go. We just go over one part and so we have to just work with the DJ.
Yeah, yeah, Blaze, I share that with you, because I was a good singer before 13. But and then when nearly we're laughing for.
Yeah, my singing voice actually left from I was maybe 11 going to 12. I just
Yeah,
realized one Sunday that say the voice not there again. So at the time now, I got I was really I got caught on to Prodigal Son music at the time now. He had a album called Radical Prodigal.
all
You know what I
right,
mean? Yeah, and so now being in church at the time, going to Sunday school, and then I hear this gospel DJ, and him a DJ some bad lyrics. I said, no, sir. Well, I started to DJ his songs now in church,
all right.
Prodigal Son songs, yeah, and then start mash up the church them. You know what I mean? And so that kind of helped me, to develop my DJ skills.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
that's good though, because some churches, that it takes them a while to adjust to that aspect. So it's good that they allowed you to do that in the church. What type of church was it?
So when I was growing up, it was Nazarene, Church of the Nazarene. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Yeah, it was really that vibe there. And I don't think churches should even have a problem with like changing sound as it relates to even putting out the gospel, because the word of God say he that winneth soul is wise. God is the all wise God. So God knows say you're going to have a time where singing now go really grab the people and so you need some bad DJ. We're not smarter than God, and I think that's the whole thing with me. I think some of the pastors trying to play God. Them, or it not sound like the old rugged cross and so no, I don't want that. But then no, you have some young people that come up with the old rugged cross now gonna work for them. You're gonna
Yeah,
need some DJ Nicholas and some Prodigal Son. It's just for those DJs now to be in tune with God and not take the whole church thing for puppy show, you know what I mean?
yeah, man.
Yes, that sounds so good, because everybody not gonna gravitate towards one thing. So I'm liking the fact that you're trying to still pull them in, but use a different way of doing it.
Oh yeah, so no, that was really talking about the younger me still. I'm a
Oh,
dancer
so,
at it, right?
so you don't do that no more.
No, that was just me in church, you know what I mean? I'm a dancehall artist, still repping God, because I'm a firm believer in God, I must say that, you know what I mean? But because of the fear of God and my love for God, I really do. I'm not trying to put out nothing, no chopping this or no, none of them nasty topics there. It's
All
like
right,
Right.
God still can listen to my song them and hold a pipe for them, you know
all
what I
right.
mean?
All right, please. I have one coming up here right now. I'm gonna try to get it here going on here right now, and are you going to?
School youths I go to school and wear gathering. So when they go daughters I go get some fool men. Alright, youths want to chopper, one of them cool youth, yeah. For learn fish up and meet woman, are the new rules, sir. So Mr. Artist, question to you now, sir. What if you're a daughter, they one of them school youth, yeah? We put bedroom in a song now and I celebrate slackness. Woman I do the body, we leave a fake hotness. White people come Jamaica for suntan, but Jamaicans we are bleach, bro. Want to blackness, shallow if you bunch up in, bro. What kind of song this? Yeah, boy, no damn bleaching. Grab this. You now make no money from a righteousness and practice. Watch it from your boy, you got me say fool, my got this. Got this. My got this. Got this. My got this. Got this. My got this. Watch it from
Yes, Shirley, you say you got this. You got this. You
Yeah,
got this.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Watch
man.
it
Yeah,
from your boy. I got myself fool. I got this, you know? Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
God myself. When God says nobody can say no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But Shirley, you're dangerous, man. You ride the rhythm, some man. You just, you,
Yeah,
you are you are a new age wonder, man.
yeah, you know, I'm a lover of music. Like, so
Yeah,
not just doing this because I chop some money and then I try to wash the money. Like, I really love music. I grew up on 90s dance. I feel good music. I grew up in an era when music actually, but I listen to a song and it means something, you know what I mean? Not them little
yeah,
foolishness that we are going now. So it's like, I try to come perfect back now.
yeah,
Well,
man.
that's good. I see that you're an author as well. You want to tell us a little bit about what you write about?
Yeah, man, definitely. So I have a book out which is called The Power of Pain. My pain, my breakthrough. Um, how
Wow.
that
Yeah,
actually spilled over in me making some very bad decisions, you know, getting locked up like 6 times. So the book
Wow.
really speaks about the theme of the book is perseverance, you know,
Mm.
and you know it shows persons like you have been through so much, and every time that you know I feel like I'm going to give up now, I'm done. You know, I got up and I brush off myself and I keep fighting. So you know, the power of pain is reaching that crossroad in life where giving up is like the easiest thing to do. But then you find that last drop of inner strength to just try one more time. You know what I mean? And so I have that book out, and last year I decided that I had like 2,000 books to sell to try to balance myself, get back on my feet financially because I've been going through a lot. You know what I mean? And I started a school tour. The aim of the school tour was really to go into some schools, share my story with the youth, and have teachers and staff members now support a copy of the book, which is how I make back some money. But I remember the first school that I went to, which was Oberlin High, they invited me to speak at Boys Day, and I went, and so impactful my story was to the youths that after I shared and got off the platform, like 300 boys just came up to me. Yo, they want a copy of the book, and I was there, and in the moment, I said, like, I can't, based on the interest, I forget them, and so I gave out all 300 book that day. They invited me back to Girls' Day. It was so impactful again. Next 300 book. And then schools just kept on calling, you know, for me to come and share with the youth. And every school I'd go, I'd like donate my books to parents, teachers, and students until the 2,000 books just done. Me no make no money. You know, and started mentorship programs, working with troubled youths, doing house visits because I understand that as Newton would say, um, a body at rest stays at rest until acted upon by an external force. And for every action, there is an opposite but an equal reaction. So going into the schools and seeing how bad the conduct of the students were, and you know some of the teachers really can't reach the youth. I understood that to curb the behavioral patterns, you know, we have to try find the root cause. And sometimes, most cases, it starts in the home. So I
mhm,
started to do like house visits, you know what I mean, talking to go and drive, going houses, talking to them and them parents, reasoning with them. You know,
mhm,
I got like 12 students who got expelled from the school that they were going at the time, back in high schools, traditional high schools. So I have to big up Excelsior High School. Excelsior took like 6 students for me, you know what I mean? Just giving them a second chance.
Wow.
And, you know, even though it kind of put me in a spot financially at the time too, if I had the chance to do it over again, I'd still do it. You can't put a dollar value to saving a youth life and to helping a youth from making a decision that will match up their life. You know what I mean? I'm all about that because I know what it is to be written off because of bad decisions. And some of these youths are like 13. You have 13-year-olds getting expelled. Now, if a 13-year-old gets expelled and everybody does a crucify him, he's just 13. He have
right,
5 more years before he reach 18. So what happens in that 5 years? You know what I mean? If somebody don't say, listen, I'm not gonna give up on you, I try with you. Then you leave a 13-year-old to become a damaged 18-year-old, which going to be directly proportional to the crime rate and the crime situation in the country. So,
Wow.
that's the mission I've been on.
That is fun. That is just fantastic. What you're doing, that is definitely fantastic. And I hope some of the listeners, if they can partner with you, just to continue this mentorship program that you're doing, because this is just awesome.
Yeah, it's rarely that we find a young man like yourself that comes along and have gone through some adverse situations that uh, have the maturity to bring that to the school system, or to realize that your experience can help to change the lives of others even at your age. And what I like about it too is you didn't have to change your style as a DJ. You kept DJing. And so they're saying, well, I can be a DJ, but I can still be positive. I can go through some things and still turn my life around, so to speak. So more power to you, Blaze. And so what's coming up for you within the near future, or what you have going on right now?
So I am so we're actually putting out an album on the so my album is coming out on the 27th
Mm-hmm.
of this month. It's called Dancehall Untrapped. And
Mm-hmm.
the title was deliberate because they have this thing now that they are, the trap dancehall.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the artists doing the chopping music and so forth. They created a genre called trap dancehall.
Mm-hmm.
Which the trap dancehall is really a dark side of music, which it speaks about a lot of nastiness sexually. It speaks about violence. It speaks about chopping. So I just for no answer, I go untrap dancehall. You know what I mean? So we're going untrap dancehall with positive and fun-filled music. Still have adult content, but adult content that isn't vulgar. You know
Yeah,
what I
just
mean?
a hint. Just a
Yeah,
hint.
yeah, suggestive adult contents. Content that people adults can listen and know say, yo, I'm bad. You know what I mean? Just finding topics that will be accepted and loved, but not anything that, oh, if my daughter hear it, me I say Jesus Christ. No man. If she hear it, then it still can go and play. You know what I mean? If she hear it. That's really what I'm doing. And so we have the album coming out the 27th of March. The album launch will be at Jangat's, which is on 22 Belmont Road. And we also have the second book coming out, which is The Power of Pain, Book 2, Broken to be Restored. And Broken to be Restored is a continuation. It speaks about how God really does break Andrew folks. You know what I mean? I've always been a bad artist. We had the music professionally since like 2009. But then the question would be asked, yo, why I know you really I get the highlight? Why I know you I get the break? And I tell people, say, I think me personally believe that is really the love that God has for me because I was never ready for success at the time. If I had gotten the break at that time, I would be exactly what a Vibes Cartel and some of these artists would be, which is an artist who got the break, became influential, but used the influence and the power in the wrong way. Not knocking anybody, but if I got the break at that time, that's exactly who I would be because I was not ready. I was not ready.
Yeah, that maturity
Um,
level you didn't have.
Yeah, well, Shell Blaze, I'm gonna tell you right now that you are a role model in the business right now, and keep on giving out those books. Keep on giving up those books. I know you have touched the life of many young men, and we'll be touching lives as you go on in your career. So we're going to be following you. We're going to be following you. As you go through this career, and we're going to be having you back here on Jamaican Explosion. I just want to let the folks know about you. Some folks might know about you in Jamaica already, but we want to let the folks in Atlanta and throughout the diaspora know that there's a positive artist out there by the name of Blaze. Shell. Blaze, give me two lines, no? Two lines, just two lines or two lyrics. Write us enough for Jamaican Explosion, folks.
so when you pre-wagwan, so when you look wagwan, Whole heap of evil a go on, you know. It's like overtime the devil a perform. Me say whole heap of people sad, you know. Me see whole heap of people bad. It make me really want to know. It make that question your farm. What color is God? What color is God? What color is God? What color is God? To how the world a move mad. And race a kill race, yo, it's sad. Hey, one time, say life did more than the dollar. But now for the dollar, yes, we'll heap a mother's Allah. Killing it no limited to get on nowadays. Cause the killer them a get the contract from white collar. Dada, it a get worse, it not stop. Earth a run red, so right I know the earth hot. Oh, if you know which color God have. When white a kill white, but still black a kill black. What color is God? Blessings, man. Share, share. Follow
All
on
right.
social media.
Yeah.
Then to follow on social media, it is Blaze underscore, which is BLAIZE underscore shell shell on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. And then to stream the music on Spotify and iTunes and all the digital platforms, just type Blaze Shell Shell. Give the music a listen and follow on YouTube Blaze Vivo, which is BLAIZE Vivo. Shell Shell. Blessings and thanks for having me. Yeah?
And
Respect.
keep being an awesome role model. Keep being an awesome role model because these kids need it. Those boys need it, need that inspiration, that positive inspiration. And thank you for joining us.
Hey,
Blessings.
Nadine, what do you say? We have to have Blaze in Atlanta, man.
Yes, you
Yeah,
have to
man.
come and blaze up Atlanta.
Ready, man. You know, Atlanta, ready, man. Just send the bookings ready right now.
All right,
Big
all
up the
right, all right.
management team also, which is Trailblazing, you know, my manager, Ron Young. Big up Tess Marie, big up all the supporters, you know, of Blaze Music. I have a wonderful management team, you know, they've been doing a lot and we just have to big them up again. So follow Trailblazing Entertainment on Instagram also. Remember, just follow Blaze underscore shell shell. Get the music a listen on
Blazing a
Spotify.
positive trail.
All right,
Definitely, man.
until next time, Blaze, keep blazing up the scene, all right? Burn it
Shell
up.
shell.
All right.
Shell shell.
All right, shall.
All right, all right, all right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Here we are back again on Jamaican Explosion on a Saturday evening. And coming up next, I have Mr. Peter Gracie, and he'll be coming up in the This is Jamaica section. But wow, what a positive young man. You know, I've been, did his share of struggles, but I've used his experience, is using experience to change the lives of others. And those are the people that I want to feature here on Jamaican Explosion. Those are the people that other folks need to know about. Ordinary people doing what?
Extraordinary
Extraordinary
things.
things.
For me, the fact that he was able to overlook the fact that he may lose income or revenue from the sale of his books and saw a greater need and was willing to give those books away. For me, that was just a positive win-win. That just did it for me.
Very good, very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and introduce the audience this evening. None other than someone that's not a stranger to us here, but Mr. Peter Gracie. Welcome, 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 Mr. Gracie. How are you doing this evening? And I keep asking it. What's the answer going to be, Nadine?
It's a perfect day.
Perfect, right? Perfect.
I see about labor right and what other color you have in the room, Peter?
Huh?
Two colors. I see a green and an orange.
Yeah, man, a whole of things are going on in here. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So what's going on, man? This is Jamaica.
Yeah, this is Jamaica. This is Jamaica. Wow. And you know, I don't know if you were aware of it, but your ambassador came up to Atlanta um, last Saturday night and
Mhm.
damaged the place.
Tanya.
She came and
Tanya Low, man.
damaged.
Tanya,
What
Tanya
a-
Low, Tanya Low, the boss, you know. Yeah, when you should say, aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye. You know, she just came in and just picked the place up and took the show to another notch.
Yeah.
She has gotten several write-ups from the Jamaica Observer and from Reggae Not. Has given her some good write-ups, and I will tell you right now, man, you want a winner, just pull for Tanya Lowe every single time. So it was good to have her with us um, uh, down here in Atlanta, and we're asking, when is Mr. Honorable Peter Gracie going to be in Atlanta? When are you going to show up for us?
As Shell say, send me the book in.
It might be very well may be on its way. It very well may be on its way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what's going on now, Mr. Gracie? What should we know about as far as your escapades, so to speak?
I don't even know what that means, but I guess you're referring to this is Jamaica, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, man, this is Jamaica go on, it's a 1-2, man. It's simple
Mm-hmm.
and effective. As you say, when somebody wants to create a legacy, there's a guy I'm going to invite to your show. His name is Wayne Dawson. He's a
Okay.
motivational speaker and a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he always reminds me that when you're building something,
Mm-hmm.
make sure to leave that legacy, you create a system around it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he always reminds me of that,
Mm-hmm.
So there's a system around this in Jamaica now where we have other people coming in and doing work. We open the door and let people in, and we don't have to physically do the work because they have people doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very appreciative to see that you can create an opportunity, and at the same time you're creating opportunities for others.
Mm-hmm.
And they can come in and be a part of something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You have to bring in people, and everybody come in. It
Mm-hmm.
takes a village. Everybody have to come in and do something. It's not about me or you, or it's about the big picture of things. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to be careful who you bring in, though.
Oh, all right. I got you.
Are you throwing stones, Mr. Gracie?
No, I know. You know what? I'm going to say a poem for you, right?
No, because I'm the newest person you brought in.
No,
So
no,
you're
no,
not
no.
even throwing stones at me.
That's just what I was thinking. We say, what do you do know?
No, man. She remind us how talented she is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she sent me a text. I just start catching up on some of messages, and because we had a situation where we had to go to the bank. So
Yeah.
I called her and she sprung into action and got some stuff done, And then she has sent some face to text. I said, no, so I have skills.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
He don't know I'm efficient like that, Pastor Rob. He don't know. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
learning.
But
Yeah.
I just want to say, though, Nadine, thank you very much. You made the day happen, and we're very appreciative of what you did for us.
Mr. Gracie,
Mhm.
this is something that I saw that I'm very interested in. It's a little bit of this is Jamaica, but it's something that I want the folks to know about. That's coming up in June. There's a diaspora conference, right? I want to get some more information on that, since I have you here on this, I'm just gonna uh, ask you to explain that to me a little bit. It's going to be in Montego Bay, down in the Rose Hall area, right?
So you want me to go put on my diaspora hat, right?
Yes, man. I mean, well, I have you here already, so I might as well.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So right now we're planning the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representatives, along with the heads of missions, which
Mhm.
includes the consul generals and the ambassador,
Mhm.
and along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and the Minister of State, Minister Terry Long. We're all in collaboration right now, planning and execute. We're in execution mode right now, planning this the National Diaspora Conference in Jamaica, June 16 to 19 at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Right. So what we're also doing right now is we are in the mode of, finding people who would like to be stakeholders, who would like to sponsor, who would like to have a booth there, who would like to do things there, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to have a few announcements coming up, a few online live meetings coming up talking about it. You're going to see a little bit more action, and also we're going to also be doing a launch of the diaspora conference that we're in planning right now. Planning that with other diaspora representatives from the Northeast, Michelle Tolonil, and from the West Midwest, which is our vice chair, Shauna Chen. So we're planning this launch right now, along with the heads of missions, right? And it's to really kick off the diaspora conference. There will be a lot of talk about it at the pen relays coming up.
Okay.
So everyone should attend the pen relays, and you'll see the ministers there. I think he's going to take center field and speak to the Jamaicans there. So there's going to be a lot of excitement around the diaspora conference coming up.
Okay, very good, very good. And I what I noticed too, it was incentive with youths. That's why I wanted to just draw the parallel to This is Jamaica. I see that you have a conference. There'll be the youths. There'll be topics around youth development.
Yes. So it was a collaborative effort with all the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representatives around, because we're in every nation. There's a representative in everywhere you can find. The UK, North, South, Europe, Africa, Australia, Canada, Mexico. We have representatives everywhere, right? So it's a collaborative mode of actually bringing in the theme of what we should focus on.
Okay.
And so that's where you're getting that from the theme itself. You're getting that. So because it's a focus right now on the youth. If you notice, there's a big movement going on with focus on youth.
Yes.
Because what we find is if you look at who's committing the crime in Jamaica, it's youth. It's just young youth. Just some young youth up and down the place. It's not no late 40s, 50-year-old, 60. It's just young man, young. You shoot each other. So we have to focus. That's where a lot of focus is, because it also stems around the whole thing with mental health with the youth nowadays.
Right.
So, but to segue into This is Jamaica, that's why it's very fitting that this exists where it is right now, because the idea of This is Jamaica, when I thought about it for the first time, is to actually touch these kids when they're in their cognitive stage.
That's correct.
You understand? So anywhere between the ages of 0 to 7 is where a child picks up and hears everything and soaks it in. But when he gets to around the 6, the 7, 8, they start to execute all these things. They're not soaking up so much anymore. Now they're executing a lot of what they learned before. Right in that gray area right there, we have to know what they're going to execute. What they're going to be doing, what they're going to execute, how they're going to execute it. How is it going to benefit the next person? So This is Jamaica comes in now, and we remind them. Our mission is to remind you of the mission is to empower the children of Jamaica to restore and preserve their culture through poetry and the creative arts. That is the mission of This is Jamaica, right? So it's us now. We just catch them right in there.
Yes.
Hold them there, right? Even if I'm not the one there to do it at some point, someone else. We always make sure there's someone, because I'm not going to be there forever. Someone else might not be there forever, but we have to create this system.
Yes.
It's not called This Is Jamaica anymore, you know, but we create something where it affected so many people, so many children, that they have something to think about on their growth, you know. So yeah, so not to move away from the diaspora conference, but
That's fine.
into 19th.
Yes, 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 yes. Wow. Great event. I'm looking forward to seeing if I could go down and actually be in Montego Bay around that same time and just meet some of the diaspora representatives within the area. This is Jamaica is definitely, wow, a trailblazing organization, and looking forward to what it'll produce this year. Uh, those that it will produce this year, new faces, new winners,
Mhm.
new, different youths that are saw what happened last year, and now they're waiting on their turn. It's their turn to burn, so to speak. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, you have a young lady with you now, Miss Nadine, who happens to be the secretary there. But I have yet to hear her say a poem.
Listen, it's not about me today. Peter's gonna take it. Don't put me on the hot spot right now. Peter's gonna do a poem. He came prepared for a poem for Women's Month, right, Peter?
Oh, yes. That's right. Yes, that's right.
A tribute to Women's Month.
All right. So I'm going to do a poem for you. I'm going to try to remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of because I have a set, I have a poetry set, like a show that I do
Okay.
on these private
Mm-hmm.
things, and
Mm-hmm.
but there's a poem that I wrote, and it's called I Am.
Mm-hmm.
And it's geared around women who have went through physical, mental abuse, and it's to empower them, right? So I am. Okay, let me see if I can remember. I am. Delicate and pathetic you are in the eyes of those who take advantage of your weakness. Gentle and kind you were, but your love overshadowed the translation of fear. You cried for help and no one heard. You cried out for mercy, but the frequency of your voice was blurred. You shouted with all your heart in silence, and the tears followed through like a desert begging for a single mist. Your physical wounds are easily repaired, but your emotional scars can never be reestablished. Who can reinstate the passionate you? Who can restore your scars with fervent adorations? Where did your self-esteem go? And who can dry your internal tears? Who can hear your lonely cries at nights? And who can rescue your hopeless mentions? Despairing and depressed when you remember the screams and the wailing of your soul. But in you, my sister, there is something that was lost and has never been told. It's that Pandora box of strength that you pull from deep within your womb, and you come to significant terms with self that your past must never and can never be exhumed. All is in control now when you smile, when you reminisce the scars. Because I see you as a resistor, and you are the great I am by far. You now say to yourself, I am the strongest one. You now say to yourself, I am the control of my world. I am a strong woman. You now say to yourself, I am the giver of life. I had to endure that bitter hatred so I can teach a better life. I am the full circle. I am the power to nurture. I am the power to create and navigate myself to a more better and contented future. Stronger than I was before, and I am the challenger of the world through my eyes. I am the great forgiver of sins, and no more will I cry. I am the strongest one. No more will I cry, because I am love. I am resilient.
Mm-hmm.
I am woman. That's it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And on behalf of all the other women, we thank you. We thank you because I am a woman.
Yeah,
That was it, you know?
wonderful, wonderful job, Peter.
Yes.
I have to steal some of them lyrics there, you know. Hey, Peter, it sounds like some lyrics to me. You know. Watch it.
Huh?
Oh my God, you see?
You- all right, but great, they were great. Maybe in,
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
That was fantastic. I
Oh,
loved the words. I loved your facial expression. You could see it coming from the heart. And I'm sure a lot of women can definitely relate to it and be inspired by that poem. It was just beautiful.
there was a non-profit in South Florida that picked it up one year and used it
mm-hmm.
for their women in distress.
Yes,
So for some reason, the poems I write, people use them. You know, it's like
yes,
okay, it just it's like it just falls into place.
yes.
You know, so but you know, is a job works. You know.
Well, we accept it, we
Yes.
appreciate it, and we definitely feel inspired by it.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I'm very humbled when when I can perform. I have like a half-hour show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I only do it like in private settings. I call it, we call it what was the name they call it, backyard poetry.
Okay,
And in next month I have one in two in Port St. Lucie, one in West Palm Beach.
okay.
Yeah.
And are you going to bring one to Atlanta?
It's not me really bring it in, us people bring me there.
All right, all right, all right.
So
We know, we know. At least we know.
yeah, but it's normally a private setting. You know, I've done one in this place called Rancho Cucamonga out in California, not too
Okay,
far from LA. You know, and so you know I've done it. You know, I just don't. I'm just not the public guy. You know.
okay. Could have fooled me. but,
He's shy.
but yeah, really. But that's all right. The Honorable Peter Gracie with us this evening, and it's Gracie and Jamaican Explosion this evening. Coming up, we have Mr. George uh, Busua, and he's calling in from. He's going to let us know where he's calling us from. He's standing by on the strength to breathe this evening, and he's another powerhouse. And the strength to breathe, another one of Mr. Peter Gracie's. World class poems that has taken on a life of itself. These poems that you write, Peter, they seem to take on a life, life of themselves. You know, they,
Right.
they become organizations, and you're a great person.
You know. You know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've always maintained this because
Hmm.
I really don't care what people think about me. It has nothing to do with me.
Hmm.
Understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What I do is I do me.
Hmm.
And the way I operate is I don't have any goals, I don't have any intentions, I don't have any purpose, I don't have any tactics, and I'm not in competition.
That's good.
Understand? The once I release all of that, the
Mhm.
only thing that's left is creativity.
Wow.
And
Wow.
there's an abundance of creativity that actually finds its way. It's there, it's not a purpose because life is the purpose for me. To me, life itself is the purpose that I'm here. It's the purpose. Everything else is just the ambiances of life, the things that we call goals and this and that. You know, because it's like, for instance, All the rivers are rushing to the ocean, but none of them not race.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's the one with the abundance of water that crash against the banks and keep running, get there. But it was no intention of it to do that. It's just the way the earth, the things. And that river get to the ocean first, but they're all going towards the same ocean. You understand? So it's like an overflow of creativity,
Yeah.
right? Once you let go of these egotistic things, it's ego stuff, you know?
That's deep.
And you just, because as the global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative, a lot of people have issues with me sometimes because I am not the speaker spoken politics talking. If I want to do it, I can do it. But that's not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So you just have to take me the way you get me.
That's right.
If you have a problem with it, it has nothing to do with me. That's your problem. I don't have them thing there. You understand? So the thing is, I just try to be me. And just being me, getting away all these personalities and the mask and this and that, all that stuff, and just be yourself.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
with that said, let me segue into the Strength to Breathe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're going to leave this as Jamaica. We're going to Strength to Breathe.
Yes.
And I'm going to bring in your guest, and I'm just going to say the poem, and we can end, right?
Oh.
The Strength to Breathe. The greatness in me is yet to come, as long as I have that strength to breathe. To know myself and to know my worth is to know my God indeed. There's no such thing as I can't. There's no such thing as fear. Only false evidence appearing real. And once the people who do not care. I will lean not to my own understanding, and I will find what my purpose serves. And I will trust in God and not in man as I experience my time on this earth, because I am balanced and I am focused. I was born to first follow, then lead. I will only love and I will never judge, as long as I have that strength
to breathe.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Here.
Good having you here.
Thank you for coming.
You have a wonderful day.
You as well. Okay. Wow. Okay. George, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
How are you?
wow. Dear good Mr. Peter Gracie doing the Strength to Breathe. What a powerful what a powerful collection of words, so to speak. And to hear Mr. Gracie himself enunciate it and put it out there for us is just a privilege. But it's good to have you here on with us, and you are quite a person yourself. Did I spell your name correctly there? You know, make sure I got it right there for you. Okay, and pronounce your last name for us, because I know you're from Haiti.
Yeah, Bosu. Bosu. It's an African name.
Bosu.
Okay.
Bosu.
Bosu.
Yeah.
Bosu. Bosu. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Exactly.
And you are the yeah. We got quite a little delay here because you're coming in from. Let them know where you're coming in from.
Oh, I'm currently older in East Asia. I'm in Qatar for a trip, so I should be back home soon. But right now, I'm older in East Asia.
We thank you for taking time out. How many hours? What's the time difference?
It's about 12 to 13 hours difference. Right now, it's 6 o'clock. Right now, it's early. It's early in the morning. I just woke up and then just try to get ready for the show. It's 6 a.m.
Well, guess what? We appreciate you taking the time out and to share your passion with us and the audience, George. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for having me.
Okay, and George, you are the president, CEO of the Asian American Leadership, and tell us just a little bit about that.
Well, it's a social protocol organization, and what we aim on doing is just like fight and organize our community, Haitian community. So what we realized that we have a lot of organizations within our community, very strong organizations, but we're not organized in working together towards a common purpose. And we know the stigma links to our African American, Jamaican, Haitians as well. And we felt that if we organize ourselves and speak in one voice and bring forth our issues to the politicians, to the stakeholders, we have a better chance of making a difference in the life of our people. So basically, this is what we're trying to do.
Okay, wow. Powerful, powerful, I would say it's just a powerful play to organize in order to make a difference.
That's the key. That's the key. Because if you don't organize, the thing here is sometimes we forgot that we need to put ourselves together. We
Mhm.
forgot who we are as
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
And we forgot the strength that we have in unity. So we feel that if we could collect that, if we could be conscious about
right,
that,
right.
we have a better chance of making a dent.
Okay, and we are aware of the issues in Haiti right now, and
Yeah.
our prayers are with the Asian people. But it's good to know that we have leaders like yourself that's
Thank you.
at work, and with leaders like yourself at work, then the solution is just right around the corner. If it's not already in progress.
Let's hope so, because right now we really need a
Hmm.
solution. Because you probably heard the news, you know what's going on in Haiti right now.
Yeah.
It's things that we've never heard, we've never seen before,
Mm.
and to some extent why and how that happened. But we can't let go. We have to do what we have to do, and then the support and the strength and the prayers of other peoples around the world would help us go through that tough periods.
Very good, very good. But George, you're actually here today to speak to us on the strength to breed and mental health issue with men. Nadine is going to sit in and listen to all of this. Okay. But I had a chance to just touch bases with you and find out that actually working towards a doctorate in what are you? You're
In public health, I've been public health, but I've been working as a psychotherapist for the past close to 20
yeah,
years. And as a psychotherapist, mental health professional, this is what I've been doing. But I segue to have my PhD in public health right now.
exactly. Okay, so you're well trained in that area, well developed in that area, and we spoke about issues with men, uh, African men, Caribbean men, and so forth like that, and why we struggle to to really bring across the right set of emotions, so to speak, at times, and if Nadie wants to hear another word, why are we so messed up at times?
So, Judge, before Pastor Rob go, we had the ladies segment. So I'm just gonna be quiet so you can relate to him as a male and to appeal to other males because some of the struggles they do have is actually opening up. So I'm gonna just sit back and just let you unpack. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to take Nadine out of this right now, and we're going to have a man-to-man talk, so to speak. Yes, 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 yes. So tell me, what exactly uh, uh, have you observed about? M- and I know you already want to jump in about uh, the man-to-man relationships, as far as how we handle mental health.
Yeah, mental health is a major issue within our demographic. It's particularly in Black or whether it's African American, Haitian, Jamaican. There are a lot of reasons for that. We have historical and cultural reasons that prevent us from either seeking for help or having access to mental health. And one of the reasons is stigma related to mental health, because growing up as a black man, you are thought that mental health is for the weak. Like if you are uh, seek for help, that means you're crazy. This is a term that we never use. We don't even know what the term means, because it's a very negative terms to use. It takes a lot to even label somebody that, and we don't even use those labels as crazy. But somebody who seeks for help, somebody who seeks for support, they might call you crazy. They might say something is wrong with you. You are a weak man. You don't believe in God. That's the reason why those things are happening. There are a lot of stigma related to it, and there's something that we call intergenerational trauma that is related to a bunch of stuff, whether history, whether it's racism. At certain stage when the slaves were, of course, had been considered as things, the thought was
Hmm.
uh, they're not sophisticated enough to
Hmm.
experience depression, anxiety.
Hmm.
Therefore, we grew up from generation to generation thinking that, okay, we can go through this, we can through it. When we give it different
Hmm.
names, I'm stressed, or I'm
Yeah.
not too happy, I'm down, but we're
Hmm.
dealing with depressions, for example, and
Wow.
we don't want to show that as a weakness, and that has been a major problem within the Black community in general, but particularly us in the Caribbean. It's even more pronounced.
I hear you say that we have these issues as far as being stressed, being anxious, and so forth like that. But as society kind of placed us in those positions, even as a African American, Jamaican, Asian men, but as a society kind of shut us down, so to speak, throughout the years.
Well,
Because
absolutely.
go
Oh,
ahead.
absolutely. We face more hurdles than our white counterparts, for
Yeah.
example, in terms of access to help, in terms of segregation, in terms of racism, in terms of
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
disparity, financial disparity
Mhm.
between us and our white counterparts. So all those creates a lot of stress. Your environment in itself, it's a
Mhm.
stressful situation that creates mental health in so many different levels. And remember, what we've experienced as people, as Black
Yes.
across the board,
Yes.
slavery in itself, it's a major
Mhm.
trigger, some major factors in transmitting
Mhm.
some stress throughout issues throughout generations. For example, we know that somebody was expressed to stress, there are uh, impact in the cells in the uterine area of where the baby is being, the fetus is being formed, and that passed on from generation to generation. So this is a really major issue that we overlooked and
Mhm.
sometimes stigmatized by. And this is
Mhm.
what we need. This is the cycle what we need to break, to understand that we are human beings just the same way that a white and Asian, it doesn't matter, we could experience stress. We Black people, we as human, we can experience those kind of issues. We get, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, whether it's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Mental health is a human issue, and we shouldn't be ashamed of it, and we shouldn't be ashamed in seeking for help.
George, as you even speak about mental health, with men, this is a struggle that we face. We even have problems just dealing with just physical health.
Correct.
So we don't go to the doctors that we supposed to do, just physical health. So we really have barriers to break down, to even get to mental health. We have to break through even that thing that we're feeling pain, and we are just not taking care of ourselves physically, and making our regular checkups, going for exams and so forth like that. We have to even deal with that even before we get to mental health. So as men, we really have a long way to go.
Oh, we do. It's and it has to do with information, education. We
Mhm.
need to sensitize our community. We need to educate ourselves more. We need to preview from information and understanding how that impacts us, whether it's physically. And when you have mental health problems, sometimes it does have impact physically. We have psychosomatic stresses, psychosomatic signs that related to our mental health,
Mhm.
and that has been there for generation, for years. As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, it was reported even people like Martin Luther King was actually in deep depression, very
Wow.
depression, but never, even when his staff were to encourage him to seek for help, he refused. And
Mhm.
again, the fear of stigmatized, the fear of showing weaknesses. If you see a counselor, that means you're a weak person or you are
Mhm.
crazy or something is wrong. No, it's not that at all, because there are certain problems that you're dealing with. You need to seek for help. You need to seek for an expert. It's okay to see a pastor. It's okay to pray. It's okay to
That's
go to
correct.
church. All
Mm.
those things are good, but God has created people, give them training, give them background to help. So there's nothing wrong in seeking for help. We all have some level of stressors in our lives, and we all have some level of mental health issues. Doesn't mean that we're crazy or we're weak or something is wrong with us. It's just like things that's happening in our body, in our environment, in our history, in our culture that cause us to have those kind of problems. We have to seek for help.
Okay. All right. So a lot of men probably have problems with confidentiality. They want to make sure that if they go see someone to speak about, anxiety or being a little bit depressed, that doesn't get out there. Talk to me about the areas of what how confidential will that be, even from the job that you do? uh, is it real confidential, or can someone trust going into a situation where they sit down with a counselor and it's not all over the world, so to speak?
Well, we are bound by law to keep the confidentiality of our clients.
Okay.
There is what we call the HIPAA law in the United States, for example, whereas
Yeah.
the health record or the of your clients, the privacy of your client, it is secured by law. So
Mhm.
we could lose our license, we could lose our credential should we diverge anything that relates to your treatment. So as far as confidentiality is concerned, you are covered by law, not only by ethics within our work as professionals. So ethically, whether there are laws or not, ethically, I cannot share information of somebody's. It doesn't matter you're somebody, you're somebody that are close to you would seek for information and want to know. If
Mhm.
they, for example, I work with children a lot, and they would refer a young teenager to me, it would say, you know what, look, this what I'm dealing with, this what I'm feeling. I don't want you to share that with my parents. From the get-go, I already told the parents, I cannot share this information with you unless the child telling me that he's going to hurt himself or herself, or it's going to hurt somebody else. That is something else. Law requires for me, for protection of the child and the environment, we should report that. Other than that, that child, it is basically covered by the law and her privacy. So for adults, it's even more, because you come and see a professional, you are secured. You don't have a problem when it comes to your confidentiality. Whether you are married, we cannot share information with your spouse. This is your information and your information alone. So yes, it is true and real confidentiality. Absolutely.
Very good. And I wanted to get that out just in case somebody is thinking about that, because those are the things that men think about. Why that will prevent them blockages. I think that stops us from going out and getting the help that we need. Okay. as you speak about mental health, kind of go over some areas, because we hear the term mental health, and it's been, it's thrown out there right now. Everybody's speaking about mental health, but what are some of the we have anxiety, we have depression. Name some of the other things that come to play within mental health, so to speak.
Yeah, there are numbers, and but the most prominent ones is really depression, anxiety,
Hmm.
PTSD, post traumatic stress disorders.
Hmm.
These are very very prominent within within Black community, but across the board, not only Black community. There are some other disorders that are more sophisticated, whether they are psychiatrists, whether it's schizophrenia sometimes. Uh,
Hmm.
these more how would I say that, um, not sophisticated. It's not the words that I'm using, but you have that too. There are other sorts of mental health issues that we're dealing with within our community. But what I'm telling you here is just like the most prominent one.
Hmm.
You find different one also from children to adolescents into to adulthood. You've seen that too, but these are things that really underplay. You've seen them very frequently,
Hmm.
but people sometimes they dismiss that, and they don't realize how that is impacting them in so many different ways. For example, in children, African American boys, in children you see depression, but depression doesn't really exhibit itself the same way as adults. For example, a child
Hmm.
could be acting out, being very rude, and you just call the oh, this kid is stubborn, but the kid is depressed. Whereas
Hmm.
for adult, it's not the same. You might feel in the dump. You might feel that okay, you want to stay in your bed. You don't feel, you feel lethargic. You don't want to go to work, etc., etc. That could affect also your relationship with your spouse. Your sexual libido is really low. You don't feel like doing certain things. Those things are very very
Hmm.
impactful when but to answer to your questions, these are some of the most prominent um,
Here.
disorders that we've seen, yeah, across the board.
Oh, okay, and availability of help. Uh, uh, who would we see? Uh, what's what's the name of the therapist or the doctor that we would go to see if we have anxiety issues and so forth like that?
You could see a psychotherapist, you could see a psychologist, you could see a psychiatrist. The difference between the two is there are the psychotherapist or the psychologist
Mhm.
we provide help you, um, you know, go close with. The psychiatrists they are that provides medications. Not most of a lot of people don't they're not really too big on medications, which I understand, and sometimes it's needed. For example, somebody
Yeah.
who has bipolar, we have bipolar too as some of the issues, but
Mhm.
there are the ways you deal
Mhm.
with bipolar is two things: is therapy and medications. This is you do your med management. There's no nothing, and there are some of this disease. There are no cure for it. You manage them. There's no cure. Somebody's
Mhm.
schizophrenic. There's no cure for schizophrenia, for example.
Mhm.
You just have to go to your psychiatrist, get your medications, and see your therapist that helps you with your life skills, etc., etc. So these are the people that you see for whatever issues that is. As I told clients, sometimes they really they don't want that. When we talk about medications, they don't want to deal with that. But I said my job is not
Mhm.
to put you on med; it's to take you off of it as a therapist.
Okay.
However, depending on the severity of what you're dealing with, you
Hmm.
might not have a choice just to start with some level of medications, and we could decrease that, you know, as we're moving forward to your treatment. So I don't dismiss medications. I'm not a big fan, to tell you honestly, as a professional. However, because people could be very addicted to it, and if you only take medications and you don't go to therapy, this is where the problem lies. So if you're taking medications, it's good to see your therapist, and our job is to allow you to give you enough skills, enough details, or you could have enough tools, is the words, so you could deal with it without medications or with some decrease level of intake, med intake.
Okay, so that's good. And so we put some things out there that for men that need help, who they need to see, where they have to go, and that they should, or really not feel afraid, and not feel that like they're no less than a man if they experience anxiety. Break the stereotypical things that prevent us from taking care of ourselves. Wellness
Oh,
issues come up.
absolutely,
Go ahead. Yeah.
absolutely. I told people.
Hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, I told people that your strength lies with the recognitions of your limits. This
Hmm.
when you know you're strong. Is when you could recognize and celebrate your limits, understanding, okay, I have a problem. My problem, if I go to see a doctor, my biggest stress is when I'm feeling bad and you tell me I see nothing. I don't,
Hmm.
I want to go and I want to have a diagnosis. I want to know what's going on. Now, once I know what's going on, now I'm in control. I know exactly what to do. If you feel depressed, you feel stressed, you feel lethargic, whatever it is you're dealing with, you're hearing voices, the auditory or visual hallucinations, whatever it is you're dealing with, it's good to know what it is. Once you know, then you know what to do. You are equipped. There are avenues you could seek, but if you stay because of stigma, because of fear, and because we know the stigmas where they came from, we know the cultural, perceptions about it, but it's up to you because this is your health, this is your life, and not only that, those things they don't only impact you, but they impact your environment, whether your spouse, your children, your work, etc., etc. So it's really important to take a hold, and your strength lies within acknowledging that something is wrong and I'm going to seek for help. This is when you have control.
So George, at this point, I'd like to bring Nadine back and have her speak to us from at least two questions from a woman's perspective.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
George, I was personally gonna say we definitely have to bring you back because there are a lot of single mothers out there raising sons, and they're not
Mm.
able to identify when it's actually a mental issue versus when that child is just being naughty. So I would definitely, hopefully, you can come back and we can delve a little deeper in that. Even fathers as well,
Mm.
they have that same struggle with their kids, whether it's their daughter or their son. So I personally would love for you to come back so we could dive deeper into that part of it.
Okay.
That's a
Yes.
very good point. Thank you. That's a very good point. And quickly, there are different stages of development when it comes to children. And when you reach adolescence, this is a very, very tricky area. And I've seen parents struggle a lot when it comes to it. This is when the kids experiencing depression. They're very sensitive. They're very, some level of anxiety because of whatever happens in their lives. And sometimes it's misunderstood. They won't talk to the parents, but it's
Mm.
there. Really, really, really important. It's a very good point that you point out. I would be glad to come and dive into it a little bit.
Yes, George, and I did tell you this was gonna be like an introduction for you to the program because we men, we need to be spoken to. We need to know that it's all right, and it begins with a conversation a lot of time
Correct.
because we even have problems speaking about things that are important to us, opening up and getting into conversation, letting folks know it's all right. As men, we can talk. We can talk. Go ahead. Hmm.
Now, of course, it's very important because the more we talk about it, the more you could, sensitize people to understand and to
Hmm.
break the barrier, the
Yes.
stereotype, the misunderstanding,
Hmm.
because it's a whole. I mean, I'm a black man, so I grew up in the STEM mindset until that I'm being educated to understand that. Oh no, 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 no. And I've seen other people. I've seen our white counterparts really taking advantage of that. Somebody who's opening a business will not, depending. Some CEOs, they have a therapist on board because they understand. Yeah, they understand to
Yeah.
be successful, their mental health has to be on point. You know, somebody
Mm.
lose millions of dollars in the stock market, could be depressed for months. And some people that you see on television, very, successful, dealing with depression, dealing with a lot of things. So money and success could be another source of stress. So those guys are very smart. Before they open their business, they go and see a therapist. They're making sure that they're sharp. So why us, black men or women, wouldn't take that advantage of that? What are they doing that is working for them, and why can't we do the same, or even do better? So we have to break that barrier. We have to break that stereotype and understanding how it is to our advantage to be in good shape mentally and physically.
Okay, George, it's just been a pleasure to have you with us this evening, and I'm so proud of our man. We coming on the strength to breathe, and we speaking up, boy. You know what I'm saying? We start off with a lot of ladies, and then the men start coming in, and yeah, we representing big time. Yeah, we're gonna have you back again, and hopefully next time we get you, it won't be so long, such a large time difference. You'll be back in this hemisphere.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's hope so.
Okay, and
It'll be my pleasure.
we also will follow up with you on the Asian American leadership, and you'll give us some more information on that. You see what I'm saying? So we're Jamaican Explosion, but we are Caribbean. All so we all from the same base.
Oh, absolutely. We are brothers and sisters. We are Caribbean. We are black.
Yeah,
And then there is historically, we are interlinked, and we know the history between Haiti and the rest of the Caribbean, the
that's
black
correct.
people in general. So we need to make those connections and and this is how we get strong. And by
Yeah,
watching for each other. When we look at the Europeans,
yeah.
whatever happens in Europe, everybody on the same page. Why can't we do the same?
Very good, very good. And looking forward. Just pronounce your last name for us one more time, so we get that is that French.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very interesting. And
Yeah.
talking about us Haitians speaking French and Jamaicans speaking English. Well, what we need to really remember is back in Africa, we were speaking the same dialect. It just happened to
What
have
you
different.
say? What
That's
you
why we
say?
have different language. That's all it is. We are brothers and sisters. We're basically cousins because slaves were
Right.
coming from Jamaica going to Haiti. Bookman was from a slave from
That's right.
Jamaica who
That's right.
actually went to Haiti and started the revolution. So guess what? We are linked in so many different ways.
We could be here all day just talking to you, George. But
True
thanks for coming
that.
by. Looking forward to having you with you. You have a great day as your day gets started.
Thank you.
Okay. I pray God's blessing upon you as you go forward through the day today. Okay. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Definitely have you
Okay,
back.
George, thank you, and looking forward to having you back with us.
Same here. I'm looking forward to it too.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, Nadine. So it looks like we've had a show.
A fantastic show.
Yeah, it started off with a little bit of hiccups, but the good ones always start off a little bit that way, but then we end out with hitting for a six in Jamaica. We said, boom, right out of the ballpark.
We were blazing. We were blazing.
We were blazing today. Yeah, so let's just go out on a little piece from the Atlanta Jamaica Association award. We'll have that take us out.
Atlanta,
Okay?
Jamaica, Atlanta, Caribbean. Is
Yeah.
Garfield McCook Gary G.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo! We're not seeing it, Pastor Rob.
Is an internationally acclaimed singer and songwriter and the founder of the Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. This competition is about to start again for 2024, so I hope you guys come on out and support Mr. McCook. And Miss Tanya Lou is one of his contestants, and so many more. So make sure you come on out and support them. They always do an awesome job. Did I get it right? Thank you, Mr. McCook.
Yes. Let me hear. You having a good time out there? That not sound so good at all. You having a good time tonight? Yes, my name is Gary G. I'm the founder of the Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. And right now we're accepting entries through end of April 30th. So any Jamaican or folks of Jamaican descent can enter. No, you can't. Your boyfriend can't be a Jamaican and you enter. So people have asked me that over the years. Tanya Lou was in our top 7 the first year. Big ups to Tanya Lou out of Canada. She came in and she was the second female in the top 7 that year. Lawrence, the first competition was held at Caribbean Live Television Studios. Big up to Lawrence and Mr. P. And what else? So again, I have my business cards. Just come and check me out. My name is Gary G, the Boogeyman.
Thank you.
Okay, Nadine. So on that note, we're going to say until next week. Thanks for being here with us at Jamaican Explosion this evening. Okay.
I look like Vanna White, didn't I?
All right. On that note, folks, see you all next week. We'll have more footage from
the black Vanna White.
Okay, all right. So until next time, y'all take it easy, okay? This is Jamaican
Okay, bye.
Explosion.